Ongoing instruction is critical for learning to read print or Braille. It's also equally important for learning to read using the audio format.
It's really important to look at low vision students to support their learning of Braille from a very young age. It's important, or if you're not going to teach Braille, then how to use audio material, how to get information out of it, how to take 2-column notes while you're listening. They have to really be able to teach kids to use more than one media and not to forget Braille, even if they are a low vision student, because you never know what's going to happen in the future in terms of losing their vision. The most important thing is we want them to keep up with everybody else at the same speed, at the same place, in the same time frame. So giving them multiple tools and multiple ways to access instructional materials is really the key to doing that.
When a student is using audiobooks, there are functional skills related to navigation that need to be learned.
You would first teach the functions of the player and how to get it to work, but then after that you need to teach how to access the book. The books are broken down usually by a chapter, headings, sections.
Terry often pairs the print book and the audiobook and teaches a note-taking strategy.
And what I often will do is take the print book with a magnification device if I need it, and the audiobook side by side, and we'll start a notebook, which we divide into 2 columns. So I'm starting to teach Cornell notes. I start teaching that now in the 3rd grade. I try to teach them how to take a note, how to find the section we need in the book, how to access it on audio, how to listen to it on audio, go back to the print if you need some information, and make your notes.
Similarly, Terry speaks about a strategy of blending the mediums of Braille and audio combined with note-taking.
We would have the audio with the Braille book, and then learning to skim a Braille book so that you can find the words you're looking for, what line are you looking for, and then taking notes, maybe using with a Braille note taker. The student may have a Braille paper copy, an audio copy, and some kind of note-taking device.
There is growing evidence that reading rates are increased when new technologies are used to provide synchronized audio and text, or synchronized audio and refreshable Braille. To do this, Una can use the text-to-speech function in ZoomText on the computer, or speech with her Braille note-taker. Just as students need instruction to learn to read by listening, they need instruction to learn to gain information by listening.
Especially for our students who are visually impaired, they have to access much of the curriculum from the teachers by listening. They're not seeing what's happening on the board, so they need to be able to get as much as they can out of listening. And you have to learn to listen.
Throughout her life, technology, accessible materials, and supportive people at school and home have enabled Una to be fully participative in all aspects of her education and life.
I think that definitely the tools I have enabled me to move on to bigger and better things, I guess. Because I just remember, being younger and having to hold the books up close to my face, and my eyes would always be straining, so they'd always be really bad. And I could read a lot slower than the other kids because I had to physically move the book from side to side, pan along, because my field of vision was so small. I think that having those technologies puts you on an equal playing field with everybody else, and that you actually have a way of accessing everything else that everybody else has.